Hi, my name is Kinsley and I'm going to be your instructor on this course. In this course, you're going to be learning everything you need to get started in designing professionally with CorelDraw. It's going to be a lot, but because we want to make the learning process easy for you, we decided to divide this course into 4 independent sections. Each section will be posted here on this channel every week till it's completed. Do well to subscribe and hit the bell button so you get notified when the next section arrives. With that said, we can move into what we have for today. Welcome back to another section of this CorelDraw course. In this section, we will learn advanced CorelDraw tools like the transparency tool, the shadow tool, extrude tools, and the others. We will dive in deeper into colors and learn more fascinating things about colors. We'll learn amazing things about bitmaps and how we can convert objects into bitmaps. Just like every other good thing, this CorelDraw course, Master the Tool, is coming to an end. This is the final section and we're going to be learning a lot of advanced stuff in this section. If you haven't seen any of the previous section of this course, please do well to go watch them before coming over to this one, because I will assume that you already done that. Alright, let's get started. We've learned a lot of tools in the previous section, but in this section we're going to be learning a few special tools, and the one I'm going to be starting with is something called the transparency tool. This tool is found here. To use it, all you have to do is go over to the object, click, hold and drag. If I were to take this object here and put it under this object, to take it under, if I click on it, go over to order, click here to back of layer, it moves to the back. And observe that the blue object on top of it is having some sort of transparency effect that enables you to see the object behind. And there's a lot of things you can do with this transparency tool. You can decide to change the styling. You also decide to make the transparency uniform by coming over here and click on this. That way you can evenly make the shape transparent. Just play around with some of all these buttons and see what they can do. Now there is another thing. You can easily copy a transparency effect from an object into another object, like so. What you have to do is you activate the transparency tool, you come over to this button here, it's copy transparency, click on it, and then you come over to the blue one, the object that already has the transparency effect, click on it. It will copy that transparency effect and apply to the orange object. There is another special tool I'd like us to learn in this lesson. It's called the drop shadow tool. Now you use it the same way you use your transparency tool. You go click on the object, click, hold and drag over it, and we create a shadow for that object. You can adjust the angle by dragging this the way you want. You can increase the feather, you can increase the darkness of the shadow, you can even go as far as changing the color of the shadow. Just like transparency tool, you can also copy shadow effect from objects and apply it to another object. Just click on the new object you want to apply the shadow effect to. Click on this button here, copy, and move over to the object that has the effect already and click on the effect itself, and you're going to copy and paste the exact effect on your new object. There's another special tool I would like to show you guys how you can use. It's something called the blend tool. To activate it, you click over on this little black dot at the corner of the tool, and there you can see other tools hidden behind that tool. So you just go over here to this blend, and now what this tool does is that it blends a shape to another shape. Now like so, like click on this shape, hold and drag it over to the next shape. It creates some sort of blend effect. It doesn't just blend the shapes, it also blend the color. I'd like to go over everything you can do with this tool, but there's not much time. What you have to do now is play around with all the buttons on the property bar of this tool and see what you can do with this tool. And let's move on to the next one. The next tool is the distort tool. Personally, I find this tool kind of useless, but I know a lot of friends who have found a good use for this tool. And what it actually does is that it distorts objects, just like the name suggests. Now to use it just the same way you use a shadow tool and your transparency tool and almost every other tool, click on the object, click, hold and drag to see the magic. It distorts it and gives it some kind of funny shape. Now you go ahead and also play around with all these buttons on the property bar and see what you can do with this shape, and see what you can do with this tool rather. And then just the same way you can copy and apply effects with the transparency tool, you can also copy and apply effect with this guy too. Alright, this is the last special tool I'm going to show you how to use, and the rest of them you're gonna have to figure them out yourself. They're pretty very easy. If you can understand how one works, you can understand the rest of them because you operate them almost the same way. Now we're going to be going over this one called the extrude tool. What it does is that it turns your plain 2D objects into 3D, or to look like 3D, like so. Makes the object looks 3D. Now you can also affect this one in several ways. If you come over to the property bar, you can do some cool stuff over here. You can see, I think this you can use to pick up or choose or select where the light should come from. If you drag it over here, you see what happens. So no worry, I'm gonna leave this for you. Play around with all these special tools. Go ahead and check out the contour, the envelope, and all of them. Play with all the properties, all the buttons on the property bar, and just to see what they can do and to get a hang of it. Alright, welcome to this lesson, and in this lesson we're going to be talking about colors and colors only. Previously in other sections we've learned how we can give a feel to an object and how we can give it an outline color. So in this case we're going to go over more interesting things about colors. One thing we didn't talk about in the previous section is the keyboard shortcut for giving an object outline colors and fill colors. So to give an object an outline, use a keyboard shortcut. Just simply press F12 on your keyboard. Here you can give it a color, and apart from that there's other things you can do here. You can mess around with your outline. You can give it some sort of edge shape and other kind of stuff. There's a lot of things you can do here. You can still change the line style, of which we've gone over all these things, but not this way. So that's it. And when you're done editing your line, you can come here to click OK, and your edit sticks to that object. Now to edit the fill using your keyboard shortcut, all you have to do is press F11 on your keyboard. It's going to bring up a whole new dialog box. Now with this you can also give it a sort of gradient. If you want a plain color, you click on this and you select a plain color from here. This gives you a lot of gives you more variety on shapes. And if you have like a custom color, you can come over here and you can put them in CMYK, or if it is hex code, if your color is in hex code, you can come over here and edit this and put a color there. Or if it is in RGB, come over here and change it to RGB, and you can put in your color and it automatically find the colors for you. And when you're done, press enter on your keyboard or click on OK. And apart from that, there's more stuff to this. Now check this out. When you come over to the gradient part, you can edit your gradient. Don't just say linear gradient this time. You can do all sorts of things with your gradient, and you can also add multiple colors. How cool is that? Now let's change this color to something more fun. Oh, guess what? There's no limit to the amount of colors you can add. Let's make this look like a rainbow. Alright, I'm kidding, there's no time for that. And just edit this color and that's it. See? So that's that for that. When you're done with editing your shape or your object, you click OK. Another very important info I would like to add to this is that just the same way you can copy and apply transparency effects, you can also copy and apply this sort of color effects to even better. there is a tool called Eyedropper tool, and what this tool helps you to do is helps you to select or copy a particular color and enables you to paste it on another object. Let me show you with an illustration. Now if you come over here to your toolbox and click on your color eyedropper tool, now this is what it looks like. You can come over here and pick a color. Now observe how it is trying to get out the color code of whatever position that your tool is. Now if I come here and pick on this, like come here to paste it here, it takes that exact color, that is that point that is that color code, and it pastes it into this guy. So that's it for this lesson, and in the next lesson we'll be learning some stuff about bitmaps. Yeah, before we go over and start learning how we can convert objects into bitmaps, let me first of all say a little thing about bitmaps. Bitmaps is simply how CorelDraw calls images. Because anytime I say bitmaps, you should think of images and you'll be fine. Now what, I'm going to import some images here so I can better illustrate some examples to you. Alright, when you click on an image and move over here to bitmaps on the menu bar, I'll click here on image adjustment lab to take you to this dialog box where you can adjust some basic things on a picture to make it pop. And when you're done, all you have to do is click on OK and it will update. In this case, I don't want to click on OK because I'm not satisfied with what the image looks like, so I'm going to cancel that. If we move all the way down over here, you can give this some basic effects. Let's move on to 2D effect and click on, let's try this and see what it looks like. Page core. Well, look at that, that's pretty nice. And you can also further edit it to look the way you would like it to look like. So these are bitmaps effects. So when you are satisfied with what you've done, you click OK and voila. Whoa, look at what I came up with. Alright, now this is made up of shapes, so this is an object. Let's just wear them together so they're like one big family. Hope you still remember our lesson or word. Alright, good. Let's just move ahead. If you click on bitmaps now in the menu bar, you can see that most of all these features that bitmaps allows is not allowed for this selection. That's because it's an object. Now to make sure, let's say we want to give this some blur effect, we can't do that because it's an object. But if we really want to do that, what we can do here is that we could just click on this object, click on bitmaps, and then we can convert it into bitmaps. Just ignore everything you see and just click on OK. Now if you click on bitmap, you see that all these things now are open for us to use. Now you can go over to blur and give it that Gaussian blur or any other effect at all we want to give it. And when you're done, you click on OK. Now let's just try that page coil effect we did on the image the other time. You can go to click on 3D effect, page coil. Yep, that's the guy. Ooh, look at that. Alright, that is that for today's section, and thank you so much for sticking around to the very end of this CorelDraw course, and I'm sure you've learned a lot. Well, it is also important that you know that we've not gone over every single tool on CorelDraw, but we've gone over every important tool on CorelDraw, and if you keep on practicing with what you've learned, in no distant time from now you're going to be a pro in designing with CorelDraw. If you stay subscribed to this channel, we release more useful and helpful content on a weekly basis to help you improve your skills as a graphic designer. Well, that's it, and see you when we see you. Bye bye. And you can pick it and paste, pick and paste, pick and paste, pick and